Hi, everybody. My name is Rebecca. I'm here with Speak Lounge, interviewing a local artist here. This is J.H. Joseph, um, and stage name is Jabulani. Awesome. So I'm curious about that because I am so used to calling Joseph J.H., and then you just told me Jabulani, which I actually knew was your stage name because when I followed you
Yeah,
on social media.
yeah.
So where did you get the name?
So it actually just came one day. I was just in a Google searching. I just looked up names, cause I just wanted to go for a name change. I feel like, I want to do something different in my life, and me trying to be different from like basically like everything that goes around like in the history of my family and stuff. Like I just wanted to pursue something different. So I also wanted to have my name follow that same kind of aura of trying to be different. So just went through Google and stuff, looked up some first names, looked up some last names, and Jabulani just ended up being a good first name. Jabulani means pretty sure it's of Zulu, so it's like of African origin, but it means to be a joy to any room you walk into.
Oh,
To be
wow.
a light, basically.
That's cool.
I also have my last name as Hakizimana.
Okay.
That's also of African origin, and it means for God to save us all.
Oh,
So,
wow. Oh, Hakizimana. Okay, that's nice. I
Yeah.
like
You
that.
said it right first try. That was good because my parents, they don't say it right. Like, it takes them a minute to, but yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
That's really cool. Wow. Very creative. So I guess that kind of steps us right into the creative path for you. So I know you sent me your bio, and I know that we worked with you. What? How long ago was that we did the album release?
That was almost, I would say, 7 months ago.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, so we did host an album release at the Briar for Jabulani's album release. What was the album called?
Adumbration.
Adumbration.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I
Yeah.
do remember. It's so crazy. I think pregnancy brain hit me and I don't remember a lot. But yeah, I can't believe that was, it feels like it was a lifetime ago,
Yeah.
but that's awesome. Yeah, so you released that project, and that was an awesome album release. You had some local vendors there as well.
Yeah.
It was Gifted Hands.
Gifted hands. Uh huh.
So he was present and he was selling some of
Well,
his.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My mom was gifted hands. My friend, shout out to
Oh,
Jeremiah. My friend was, I don't know, I can't think of it right now. Um, Gifted mind.
oh, Gifted
Gifted mind.
Mind.
Cause
Okay,
my mom
okay.
has a gifted hands business. His was gifted mind, and he had the
Gotcha.
hoodies and stuff. I was wearing
Yes.
in the video. I was actually wearing his hoodie too. So if you know if y'all like it, uh, hit up Gifted Mind. That's everything on Instagram, social media. You know, shout out Jeremiah. That's my boy.
That's
But
awesome. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
So yeah, so that was an awesome event. That was super fun, and it was awesome to see you performing there amongst people that you love and that support you. That was
yeah.
super cool. So, what project number, I guess, was that for you?
Um, it's actually funny. The album, 7 months ago, the album as an entirety is still not out yet. And
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
honest, because I took a little hiatus, little short break from YouTube or from music and putting stuff on my YouTube and stuff, and just been stepping back, just kind of getting everything situated in my life, getting my license and all that stuff. But
Oh, congrats. Yeah.
definitely like with everything you have going on and the things you trying to do around here, kind of help inspire me to get back into the music. Especially knowing I was about to do this, I wanted to have something. I did just drop a song recently
Oh, cool.
called My Resignation. That's part of the album. I wanted to drop something fresh just in case somebody wants to, hear about my music. They have something a little more recent. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, Adumbration, though, that was my first project that I worked on. And
Okay.
I would say that it's something that's truly, every song I still want to drop because that was a truly important album to me. I
Yeah.
started that through everything that I had going on when I was like 16 to now me being 18. So these last 2 years of just like a lot of just, it has a lot of feelings. It has a lot of just everything that I've been going through into it. And something like that is not something that just is forgotten about.
Right.
You know, life situations stick with you, and it helps me learn and it helped me prosper into being like who I am now.
Yeah.
So it's something that I want people to hear, to understand like the things that I do, of why I'm like trying to work so hard and try to do so many different things. So,
Yeah.
but that was my first project, Adumbration. I'm definitely, I have other things in the works,
Yeah.
but I definitely think that would always be the most important first like thing that I did.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's really cool. So, are you planning on still releasing Adumbration?
Yeah, at the moment, with so many other things I'm kind of putting my money into, I'm not able to just put all of my money just into just the music right now.
Yeah.
So if I was able to, I'd have it all dropped. But what I am doing though is that like with my producer, we're dropping them kind of like in increments, like a song. We're trying to become more consistent. So instead of it being like every 7 months, which as long as it's been before this drop, I'm trying to do like every like 2 weeks.
That's
Like
cool.
every 2 weeks a song, and slowly once the album drops as a whole, you'll be able to hear the whole thing, and I'll have it organized to where now you understand, you got little parts of the story. Then if somebody wants to go back and listen to it as a whole, they would understand like just the progress through everything. So that's the point.
That's awesome. I think that's a good way to do it, especially right now with the way that everything is, all the social media and everything is set up. Even Spotify's algorithm. I think that's a good way to shoot it out. I'm actually working on a project now, and that's kind of what he was talking to me about doing. And I was like, what? I don't want to do it that way. But it makes sense, the way that things are working up. And now's really a great time for artists to hit that way. I mean, it's such a good way to release music, and a lot of people are getting seen more frequently that aren't just like your big name people. They're not the ones that are coming up anymore, like in your regular shuffle. So that's pretty cool. So that's awesome. Good for you. I'm excited to hear more about the project. So what is the inspiration behind the project that you're working on now?
So I'm working on an album and I'm working on an EP. The EP is like, because obviously talking about the name change and stuff. Obviously I'm Joseph Harris the Fourth, and the EP is called Ivy's Fifth Upbringing. So it's almost as if I kept my name and like basically having like something like a mini me, because you know when you think of a child you think of a mini you. I'm thinking this is like a mini me of talking about everything. It's almost like an extension of Adumbration, but it's literally to get on the hard facts about who I am.
Okay.
And it all, and like one song is strictly about just the love side of how I am. One song is strictly about just like how I've been guided through family, and then the other song is just talking about like how I'm seeing things throughout the world. And but it's like just deeply into my brain of just like how I look at everything as these different little things, basically.
That's cool.
But then the album that I'm working on is more just like something to show my current state of like, now I showed this last album was about the misery and everything that I faced, and now I want this album to be kind of like the exact opposite. I want to try to spread like inspiration to other people. So now it's more just like just talking about the rights and wrongs of what's going on in life, and I also just want to help people like speak out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because speaking out is starting to become a thing that is scary to people. Social media, there's always somebody that's like having to commentate on what you're doing, somebody who thinks that like their voice is just something that they should just, even if it's something wrong to say, that they should still just spread it upon you. And it makes people just like get in a shell, like not want to say like how they truly feel about something. So then we're just letting the wrong things in life just kind of transpire. And I want to make sure that like at least, even if it's not something that's changing like the world right now, it's something to where I'm trying to be on the right side of things. I'm trying to show that with my voice, I want to bring people up. I want everybody to be able to do what they want to do. I want people to just feel like they can say like how they feel about something without having the fear of being judged.
Yeah.
And so
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that goes back to your name, that you chose, being the light in the room,
Yeah.
and really taking that with you. I think that also goes a lot with when I think about the mission that we have for Speak Lounge, to create safe spaces for local artists, but truly everyone, to be able to feel comfortable to share their work. Because I think your work is naturally an extension of you, if you're genuinely putting yourself into it. And I
Yeah.
think that's a vulnerable place to be. Artists that can do that and are willing to do that are so much more enjoyable to follow. And
Yeah.
I'm
I
hoping
agree.
that, like, these kind of series, these kind of interviews can really highlight
Yeah.
that for so many people, just the joy of art, the beauty of art, and how it is an extension of the artist, which is really cool. Yeah, I love that. So I wanted to ask you too. I know you mentioned that you were going to school right now. You said today's a school night.
Yeah.
So you wanted to make sure
Yeah.
it was like a good time.
Yeah.
What are you doing with school? Where are you going to school at?
Well, I'm at Lorain High. I'm in my senior year, so I'm about to graduate.
Oh my goodness.
Um,
That's exciting.
yeah, I'm truly like right now, like everything that I'm doing is more just like in preparation for when I get out of school, because I know that there's nothing like hardcore I can really do right now, like, because I have to go home, make sure all the homework is done, make sure, what I'm saying, just also going to work, like, is making sure that the priorities stay the priorities. Like, I'm not in no rush to try to make things happen. I know that I have to be patient with, I have to watch everything grow slowly for me, but I understand too that, like, I need the time. Like, if you don't have the time, you don't have it. So, and I'm not going to try to create some, because that's impossible. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to just stay focused on the schoolwork and all that, finish this year off strong, graduate, and then once everything that I've been like preparing to try to make a break, try to take it over, take its toll of just being like a full fleshed out thing for me, I'll be able to go with that and make something happen with that. So
Yeah.
right now everything is just like with the getting the music going is in preparation of like when I truly is able to just sit in my room and just write.
Yeah.
Truly be able to just straight work, get the money, put the money into the music, and just be able to release them constantly. Like once I'm able to become constant, that's something that I know I could for sure be able to and be capable of getting it done if I prepare myself now to be able to set the sail for it. So
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good goal. I mean, and you're so young. You are young, truly. You're just, I mean, I think back to my senior year and it was like the end, but really like the start of so much going into adulthood. It's so cool that you're so dedicated to what you're doing now. I mean, you have a lot of really exciting things ahead of you, I'm sure. So if you stick to it, that's awesome. And it sounds like you're pretty devoted. I mean, the amount of work that you even just put into that first project that we saw at the album release was impressive. It was impressive. So that's exciting. I'm excited to see the future for you. That's going to be awesome. Good for you. So are you from Lorain?
No, I'm from Cleveland.
Okay.
It's from Cleveland. But I took some time away from just Ohio in general and lived in Michigan for a little bit. Lived in Novi. Shout out everybody in Novi is watching this. Yeah, so I've been traveling a lot. Like I've been through all parts of Michigan, and then being in Ohio, like this is my first time really being in Lorain like that. So Lorain is I think not too much goes on around here. It's definitely like an environment to where like I'm able to just sit down and just work on my craft instead of not feel like I'm being distracted by things and just be able to work. So yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, Lorain is definitely a slower pace, it feels.
Yeah, definitely.
So I get that, yeah. That's cool. I'm not even familiar with Novi. Where's that at?
I can't really like
describe.
Yeah, I can't just.
I know. Every time I talk to people from there, they use their hand to show me where things are, and I don't
I
know
can't
how
even.
to
I
do
couldn't
it.
even do that either. Like it's been
Okay.
so long since I've been there. I just like.
Yeah, then we don't even have to go there. I go to my brother's in Detroit, so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I go and visit them. But that's really all I know
Yeah.
in Michigan. But it's a different world out there from what I've experienced.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's cool. So when did you officially move to Lorraine?
I would say I've been here for like a year and a half, 2 years now.
Okay.
So I definitely like I've got a grasp of here for sure. I got a grasp of here, and I like it honestly. Like said again, it's been me being at just being in my environment, being at home, and like it being just like not much going on is what I needed at this point in life. Like I don't need distractions. I need to be able to sit down and just like, okay, what am I finna do next? Like what's this plan? What's this plan? And that's what I've been doing. Like even like I think it was yesterday. My mom was like, because my mom like journals everything that I say and stuff. So like, and anytime I'm like not doing it, she'll be able to go back and be like, on this date you said that you was gonna do so and so.
Oh dang.
So, but honestly, like it made me happy yesterday when she like went through her journals and she just told me that like every single thing that you said you was gonna do, you did.
That's cool.
Like and the time frame that I said and just
wow.
So it just goes to show that like I'm doing something right. You
yes.
know? Like everything that I said that I was gonna do is getting done. So it's just time for me to keep doing that. Do bigger things, get those done at the same pace, and be able to just adventure into the world of just the life. Like, you know, that's the goal.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So okay, you brought up your mom. So you said when I said Gifted Hands, you said your mom has a business called Gifted Hands. What is behind that?
She kind of does a lot of things with her business. Like for instance, what she wanted to start something that's like with soap. Like just yesterday too, she was talking about like something she wanted to do with soap, and like she just likes to make things. She likes the naturalness of life. Like anything that's like just natural. She likes making soaps. Like my brother, for instance, like he makes candles.
Okay.
Like they just
cool.
They like throwing things together and try to make something out of it. Once they find like a good way to do it, now they just follow suit with that. So like. Really my mom is just like she's just into the natural thing. That's really her business. Like anything that people would get from her, herbs, like just straight herbs. Like she's able to like somebody told her like a problem or something that they have, and she's just able to like she'll go through her book of just all natural herbs and stuff and try to create like a natural remedy for somebody to be able to get through whatever they have going on, whatever sickness or something like that. And
that's awesome.
That's something that I like. I can agree that it's just a good business. Like it's something that had me inspired too. Like I take herbs constantly, and I'm somebody now that like I can hear one of my friends talking about like they're sick or something, and I just be like, oh, you know, like this and this, like, and they don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's kind of what
that's awesome.
Her business is,
Jeez, yeah, that's really cool. I think that's definitely something that's necessary in today's world that we live in. We're so far removed from natural remedies. I mean, even being a therapist, I know a lot of times I want to push a natural way of managing mental health and mental wellness, and a lot of times the first thing that people are encouraged to go to is medication or different things that have been curated to try to resolve some of these issues. Nothing wrong with medication. I know that sometimes it is helpful for a lot of people and it can be necessary, but really cool to know that there's also people who are specializing in finding ways to utilize things here on Earth that are capable of being mixed and formulated to assist in a lot of ways. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Okay, I didn't know she was doing that. That's really cool. Your mom is, I mean, I met her for the album release. She was super positive, and just like that, a light too. I mean,
Yeah.
I can see that for you guys a lot. So that's awesome. I really like that's the name that you're going with. So cool. All right. So yeah, talked a lot about Lorraine. I think something that's big around here that a lot of people like to talk about is this aspect of community. I think with Speak Lounge, we're trying to create a community within the community, where artists can feel safe to express themselves. But one thing that we've been really working on is trying to figure out how to support local artists.
Yeah.
I think that artistry, I've watched it do so much for different communities. It can revitalize, spaces, from, paintings on walls to listening to people express their emotions and people gathering around, just the stories that people tell. I mean, there's so much tradition in art and expression, and it really can heal, so many spaces.
Yeah.
So one thing that we're really focusing on this year with Speak Lounge is trying to figure out how to best support local artists. So how would you say that the community can best get behind you and support you in your mission and your plans?
Well, I would say the obvious answer is just finding something that would interest somebody. And I feel like in many ways you're able to catch somebody's interest. Like it doesn't have to be a particular like certain it has to be that way to interest somebody. Like for instance with music, like if the certain genre of how you normally are is not doesn't catch someone's interest, change it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's never it's not impossible to like switch and be different ways. Like having like a rapper that sings or having a singer that raps sometimes, like being able to change a beat or orchestrate a beat differently to sound more like make this sound a little more jazzy, make this sound a little more country, like it's just it doesn't have to be a certain way of your some has to be, but if you just kind of change up the way of what you normally do into a way that could kind of synchronize with how somebody else would want to see it or to spark their interest, like that's really all it is. And I feel like that's what people need to do, the creative aspect of things.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to just get more creative and not just stick with one type of, because that's how you don't really get that much. Like you'll find your crowd, but it'll just be a little bit more harder to broaden it out if you just stick to one certain way. So it's just having a creative mind and being able to change things up when need be, so it doesn't everything doesn't just look the same.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
I like that. I think that's interesting because when I first started writing and working on my own art stuff, I was very particular on like I want a certain sound that represents me, and I don't want to fluctuate because I don't want to be mainstream. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to really be set in a different, lane, I guess. But in reality, what I've come to learn is that like it is a really interesting talent to be able to be diverse and be able to create a sound that works for a lot of crowds. And I know my fiance talks to me about that a lot because he's very good at. He'll try anything, like you said, country to rap to any.
Good.
I mean, he comes up with a lot of different things. But I started to kind of open my mind a little bit more to that, and it is fun to be creative and learning how to put yourself on, those different genres or those different sounds. It's a fun craft, and I think it actually teaches you more about yourself too when you can be diverse and put yourself in more uncomfortable spaces, I guess. So. That's awesome. I mean, and then obviously people can support you through social media. I know that's a big thing that everybody uses. So how can we find you on social media or different platforms?
Like me specifically?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, said again with the name thing, I don't think it would be that often you find somebody named Jabulani or Hakizimana at that either. So if you search that up, Jabulani is Jabulani. And then Hakizimana is Hakizimana. You'll be able to find me on there. Also, I go by JHT4 on things like YouTube. Instagram is I am JHT4 right now. I don't have Facebook yet. I just haven't found the reason to be on Facebook. But Yeah, if you just look up like anything JHT4 or anything with just Jabulani Hakizimana, you should be able to find me on social media. I do, say again, I do a lot. So you like on the YouTube side of things, like I have like videos with friends that are just playing games and stuff like
Oh,
that. I
okay.
do like just edit my own videos, just try to be creative with that. Like, so I do YouTube. Trying to get into like acting as well.
Oh,
So,
cool.
or and just being a writer too. I actually have an idea that I have planned pretty soon of doing like my first like mini movie.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's exciting for that I have
Yeah.
going.
Wow.
Um, and so yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, cool. Well, is there anything else that you would like people to know watching this about you?
Um, I guess I'll just like say that I like to just be an honest person. I like to be a genuine person, and one thing about me is that I will never try or never will spread like evil to whatever I do. Like nothing that I do will have like a second agenda to it or have any type of ill emotions or something like that. Like said again with the movies and like with the mini movie idea of like what I'm trying to do, like that would be talking about like uh, something that's real life that I've seen happen before. Someone that my sister's boyfriend knew. Uh, I guess he had, I don't know what he had, but he was basically told he had a week to live.
Oh, jeez.
And so I don't even know what happened after that. I just know that that was something to where they was hanging out with him. They told me why, and they told me that they just want to like they want to hang out with him for his last couple of days.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's something that really stuck with me. So and it stuck with me so much to where I started writing about it, and I started to kind of put myself in the shoes of him. Like, what if somebody just told you you had like a week to live? Like,
Yeah.
and so now I think that that would be like just a great idea to just be able to show like the raw emotions that would just go into like how you would you celebrate, would you just be sad all those days, like how do you tell your family, how do you tell people that you dreamed of like how you tell like a girl that you dreamed of like marrying, like "Oh, I only have one more week," like it's just but that's not to spread nothing bad, that's to spread like attention to just that people go through that, realistically
Right.
people go through that, and there's a lot of people that are not grateful or not doesn't appreciate the life that they have right now, just being able to wake up every day and not feel scared to hear or just know that they don't have the need to go to the hospital to because something is wrong, and then you hear that, like just being able to live life and you're healthy and you're eating and you have a roof, like those are things that a lot of people are not appreciating right now, and hearing that
Yeah.
helped me appreciate the life that I have, knowing that like maybe life is not exactly what I want it to be right now, but knowing that I'm not on a specific time limit that I need to get it done right now, like to just let it all play out. Let it all, if I need to do something, I'll do it, but just to let God take care of it, really.
Yeah.
And so, um, and then with the YouTube side is just to make people laugh and just like something that maybe I'll upload one day and someone's having a bad day and they'll be able to just laugh a little bit from that. Like, then with the music side, like even like with adumbration, it's really like like a negative part of my life that I'm talking about. It's the more talk about the fact that I'm still here to be able to write about it, to be able to move on from those things that happen. It's not to spread negativity, it's just to spread the fact that even through hardships and things that I didn't even believe I would get out of, or things that somebody might believe they can't get out of, that you gonna look back at it one day like, wow, I can't believe I didn't think like I was gonna get out of that. Because now I'm
Yeah.
here now, and now I'm just able to prosper. Now I have that in my head as an inspiration to keep doing better, and
Right.
that's why I want people to look at it as. So just whatever somebody sees my name in, to know, and if they see that uh, they see a headline of something I'm trying to do, that's the true intention of what I'm trying to do. There's no hidden agendas in it. There's just me.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel like people should know about me.
That's cool. I like that because I do think sometimes it is hard. It's hard. I think a lot of us get in our head about other people's intentions. I think a lot of people have fears about others' intentions. I think a lot of people have trauma around people's intentions about things.
Yeah,
so I think that is good to know, and good to see that that's your mission, to stick with that and like be true to that. So I think that's awesome. So, well, great. Well, that was an interview with Jabulani. Now I'm not going to do it right.
Hakizimana.
Hakizimana.
Yeah.
All right. Jabulani Hakizimana.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And be sure to follow him on social media. Be sure to check out his upcoming work. As you release things, we're going to share it. We're going to support you as best we can. How can Speak Lounge support you specifically?
Just like exactly what you said, just being able to share it. If people out there can share it too, like I'm trying to get something going for straight positivity, like I said. Just straight being true to yourself, being true to life, appreciating life. That's all I'm about. I'm about just spreading positivity. So sharing it will probably help someone's day, probably help someone's week, hopefully get to a point where it can help somebody's life.
Yeah.
So sharing it is definitely, I think, that's enough. That's enough for me.
That's awesome. Yep. Well, we can definitely do that. Well, thank you again for coming this evening. I know this can be a lot. As an artist, just being vulnerable and sharing of yourself is always a lot. Yeah. So my hope is that this is reaching the audience that it needs to reach, that the people who need to hear this are hearing it, and that you guys will support, give your feedback, and we can all continue to grow and develop that community here in Lorain. So thanks again. Have a great evening. Peace out.